Division Bench has upheld the single judge's order terming the lighting of the Deepam a common practice. The court said fears of public disturbance were imaginary, warned against manufactured fears and ruled that the lamp must be lit at Deepathun. Let's go across to Dharni, who's joining us on the broadcast with more details. Dharni, we witnessed a political war of words. We also saw the entire impeachment row with several members of the opposition signing on that impeachment motion against the judge. Now the High Court has held it, the order of the single judge bench, and also hit out at the government, has come down heavily on the government of Tamil Nadu.
Well, definitely the Madurai Bench of the Madras High Court has come down heavily on the DMK government. I would like to point out two key observations made by the court today. The court has told that the Waqf Board's claim that the Deepathun belongs to the Sikandar Dargah. This claim is not acceptable. The Sikandar Dargah doesn't have any hold over the Deepathun is the observation number one that I would like to point out. And number two is that the court has told that the state government cannot cite apprehensions over law and order as a reason to block the devotees from lighting the Kartika Deepam on the Deepathun. So the state government is responsible for maintaining law and order. It is the state government's duty to preserve law and order. So the state government, as a secular state government, they cannot cite apprehensions over law and order as the key reason to block the Hindu devotees who block the Hindu groups from lighting the Kartika Deepam on the Deepathun is what the Madurai Bench of the Madras High Court has very clearly told. So these two are the key pointers coming in from the judgment today.
Yes.
So definitely,
so let's break those down. The key highlights that you're talking about, Dharni, let's break down those details. Let's tell our viewers about what were the claims and what the court said. These are the details of the claims that were made, and this is what the court has said in its order. Claim number one, that this move could disturb public peace. This is what the court said. Conveniently created imaginary ghosts. This fear or the disturbance that the government cited, the court says is imaginary. Communally sensitive area, that's another claim that was made. This is what the court said. Creates mistrust between communities. Let's take a look at the other claims. Disturbing peace in sensitive area, court says this is ridiculous and hard to believe. These are claims that were made, and this is what the court's observation on those claims are. Disturbing peace in sensitive area, I've already told you about this particular pointer. The court says can happen if disturbance sponsored by the state. Claim number three, issue political. Court says pray no state stoop to that level for agenda. Also fixing responsibility of the state when it comes to maintaining peace. Pillar belongs to them. This is a claim as far as the Waqf Board is concerned. Now, this is what the court said on that particular point. Not acceptable, no hold over Deepathun. The fact that Waqf has anything to do with the Deepathun issue, the court says that argument is not acceptable and it does not hold. As the court delivered its verdict, the petitioner said they were satisfied with the ruling. We are happy with the verdict. This is the reaction that came in from the petitioner.
ரொம்ப மகிழ்ச்சியா இருக்கு. முருகனுக்கு வெற்றி, முருகனுக்கு வெற்றி, முருகனுக்கு வெற்றி.
இப்போ டெம்பிள் தேவஸ்தானம் வந்துட்டு
தீபேத்தன மத்திய தொல்லியல் துறையுடைய ஒப்புதலோடும் அவங்களுடைய ஒத்துழைப்போடு பண்ணணும்னு சொல்லிருக்காங்க. சில கைடன்ஸ் கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. முழுமையான நீதிமன்றத்துடைய தீர்ப்புகளை கிடைக்கல. பட் முருகனுக்கு சாதகமான தீர்ப்பு வந்திருக்கு. வரவேற்கிறோம் நாங்க.
ஆல்சோ ஸ்டேட் கவர்மெண்ட் வந்து லா அண்ட் ஆர்டர் காரணம் காட்ட முடியாதுன்னு சொல்லிருக்காங்க.
நான் முழுமையா படிக்கல. எல்லாம் முருகனுக்கு வெற்றி. நான் முழுமையா பேசுறேன். உண்மைதான், நீங்க சொன்னது உண்மைதான். சட்டம் ஒழுங்கா காரணமா காமிக்க முடியாது சொல்றாங்க, உண்மைதான். நான் முழுமையா உங்ககிட்ட பேசுறேன். Thank you எல்லா பிரச்சனை.
That is the first reaction of the petitioner, Mr. Rama Ravikumar. He is the main petitioner in this case, and he says that this is a victory for Lord Muruga. This is a victory for all the Murugan devotees, and we will light the holy lamp on the Deepathun. We will light the Kartika Deepam on the Deepathun is what Rama Ravikumar, the main petitioner in this case, is telling us.
Calling it an absolute victory, the advocate said High Court ruling is a win for Hindu and the Murugan devotees. He said the division bench upheld the single judge order, made strong observation against the government and made it clear that Kartika Deepam will be lit on the hilltop next year in accordance with tradition and custom.
It is an absolute victory for the entire people of Hindus, and not only the Hindus, the entire Murugan devotees are getting a victory. The Honorable Division Bench hit at the government, so blasted the government. In the name of Elando, you cannot restrain the Hindu people's believeness. This is a version of the High Court. Now the single judge decision has been allowed and also approved. Now the Division Bench has given a clear indication. The next year, the Kartikeya Deepam will be lighted in the hilltop as per the tradition and customs of the Hindus.
In the India bloc, moved an impeachment notice against Justice G.R. Swaminathan, telling that his judgments are biased and that he is orienting himself towards the right ideology. He's an RSS man.
It will go away. It will go away.
Now, the AIDMK has said it was the DMK that took a stand on religious grounds, calling the court's order a slap on the ruling party's face. Listen in.
It is the DMK who took a stand based on religion. In the name of protecting law and order, just because they want to appease somebody, DMK took a stand on the religious side, and on the other side it is not so. So the court verdict is clear. Now it's a slap on the face of the DMK and they stand exposed. They peddled lies after the judicial judgment came out and they didn't implement it. On top of which they started an impeachment motion. They moved an impeachment motion against the judge by incriminating him. Now everything stands exposed.
Let's go back to Dharni, who continues to be with us on the broadcast. One of the arguments also made by the government was that the issue was political. Well, the court pulled up the government for that as well. Speaking about political reactions, the opposition in Tamil Nadu, AIDMK, says this is a slap on the face of the ruling party because they were the ones who took a stand on religious grounds.
Definitely, as far as the state government is concerned, they've been maintaining right from the beginning that if the Kartikeya Deepam is allowed to be lit on the Deepathoon, it might lead to communal tensions because just 15 meters from the Deepathoon, the Sikandar Dargah is located. So, if the Kartikeya Deepam is allowed to be lit on the Deepathoon, then it might lead to law and order concerns. It might lead to communal tensions, is what the state government has been telling right from the beginning. And the Madurai district administration has also been echoing the same in the court. But now this argument from the state government and the district administration, this is fallen flat in front of the division bench of the Madras High Court, because the Madras High Court has told that the arguments of the state government and the district administration cannot be political in nature, and that the state and the district administration cannot cite apprehensions over law and order as the reason for not letting the Kartikeya Deepam to be lit on the Deepathoon. This argument is not acceptable, is what the court has told. So definitely the state government's argument and the district administration's argument in connection with law and order has completely fallen flat in front of the division bench in the court.
Right. Dharni, stay on with us. We've also accessed the order copy. Let's go across to Amita joining us from the news pit with more on that.
Right, Swati, as far as the operative bit of the order copy is concerned, we're going to read out on that exactly how hard that the Madras High Court came down on the administration there, saying that we find that the apprehension expressed by the district administration regarding probability of disturbance to public peace is nothing but an imaginary ghost created by them for their convenience sake to put one community against the other under suspicion and constant mistrust by allowing few persons from Devasthanam to the pillar for lighting the lamp and keeping devotees to stay at the foothill and worship is not an unmanageable task, and saying that projecting if such congregation will cause disturbance to peace, stampede, disharmony among community, etc. is either exposure of their incapacity to maintain law and order or hesitant to bring harmony among communities, and saying that in our considered view, the state through the district administration should have taken this as an opportunity to bridge the differences between the two communities. They could have narrowed down the gap by peaceful and meaningful negotiation. Unfortunately, due to lack of conviction all these years, the peace meetings paved way for only widening mistrust. We hope that by implementing the directions which can be suitably modified wherever the festival or respective community faith, that they will be only light and not fight. Well, that seems to be one of the operative portions that we are looking at of this very strongly verdict by the Madras High Court.
All right, Amita, stay on with us. We have Mr. A. Sarvanan of the DMK joining us on the broadcast. Mr. A. Sarvanan, my colleague just read out the key observations. AIDMK says this is a slap on the face of the ruling party.
See, this judgment is erroneous. The single judge's judgment is erroneous. If it is affirmed by a division bench, this division bench judgment is also erroneous. This is an issue which is there for the last 100 years and settled long back. This is not something which is new, which requires any fresh consideration. And the person who is seeking to light the Deepam, who is masquerading as a devotee, is a political, this is not devotion, this is naked political ambition.
Well, that argument also was made in the court, and the court has ruled that out as well, saying that these fears of public disturbance and communally sensitive areas, one is imaginary, and also asks if the state cannot handle the situation. Is this a proof of the state not being able to ensure that there'll be peace?
No, this judgment is wrong. The view of the judge is not acceptable. This is an appealable order. So we'll have to wait and see what the Tamil Nadu government is going to do with regard to this order. So that is one aspect. See, we have a three-tier appeal system only because the forefathers our constitution.
All right. So in your view, the single judge bench order was wrong. This order also of the division bench is wrong. Thank you very much, Mr. Sarvanan, for joining us on the broadcast. And we'll get you more details on this story, the Deepam Rao, at 1:30 in our special show, Southern Spice, with my colleague Pratibha Chandran. Let's move on now. We are going to put the spotlight